What is up, guys? It is the SeriouSxMan bringing you a deck profile of one of my newest favorite decks, the Fire Kings. Let's get right into it. We got Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, Spirit, level 3 Beast Warrior Tuner, which you can use to get, of course, all of these rank 3s, and Sirius the Blue Wolf Star, mainly because it can only be used to synchro into Beast Warrior type monsters. You're gonna have to use Fire King Avatar Killin for this, because he's like the only level 3 fire in this deck. Basically, he works like Tour Guide in the fact that you need to summon him, and then you get the special summon monster from your grave. Unlike Tour Guide, whereas you would need to get a guy from your deck or your hand. Moving on, we have enthusiastic Beastman Wolfberg. He's very good at making your rank 4s. You just summon him, and then you'll be able to get one of your rank 4s, such as Barong. Speaking of Barong, he's your searcher for the deck. When he gets destroyed by an effect, the next standby phase, you get to search for any of your Fire King cards, including monsters and spells. You get Fire King Avatar Killin. He's mostly used to get your Garunix Engrave, and also for your rank 3s and your, of course, in the synchro. Not that much of a card itself, but like I said, it's important to get your Garunix Engrave. Moving on, we have Fire King Avatar Yaksha. Unlike Barong, we're only going to run 2 because its effect is to simply destroy one of your cards in hand or field when it is destroyed. So in case you have Garunix in your hand and it's dead in your hand, you can just use his effect to get him into the grave. Now, speaking of him, this is the heart of the deck. Garunix, he's a beast of a card, 2,700 attack points. He's kind of like Graph in the fact that this dude never dies. Basically, you can use Fire King Fire Ring to just get combos with him. Get him. He's always can come back on the field with this guy. Basically, when he's destroyed by an effect, he gets to come back the next standby phase and dark hole the field and leave himself. He is an absolute beast of a card, heart of the deck. Without him, this deck would be pointless. And even when he is destroyed by battle, you get to special summon one of your Fire Kings onto their field. Next, we have Flamevale Fire Dog. 1900 beater, works like Waiba in the fact that when you destroy something, you get to special summon one of your fire guys, such as Barong or Spirit or Yaksha or Killin, except himself. And from there, you can of course go into an Exceed. Like I said, with this deck, it's very easy to make rank 4s. We have Goka. He's in here simply because he's in the structure deck, and he's also useful because the way he works is that you special summon him by having a fire monster on the field, and then you have to destroy a fire type monster on the field. This works pretty well if you have Barong, so you can get off his effects. Mostly you want to use him for Barong, but you can't use him for Yaksha if Garunix is in your hand. You want to pull off that play. Also, he's not bad for having 2200. And each standby phase, your standby phase, he summons a token which you can then tribute to increase his attack by 500 for the turn. You can use any fire monster for that matter, for that effect. Moving on, we have the staples Dark Hole, Heavy, and Reborn. We have Fire Formation Tenkai. It's the search spell of the deck. Gets you any of your Beast Warriors. You got Wolfberg, Barong, Yaksha, and plus it gives them 100 points of more attack. It's not much, but it helps. You're running 3 because searching is always good to get to your monsters, and it thins out the deck. We have Fire King's Fire Ring, the main spell of the deck. It pulls off so many combos. Here are 2 of my favorite. You have Barong on the field and Garunix Engrave. You use Fire King to destroy Barong, which you will then get his effect the next standby phase. Special summon Garunix. Or the other way around, Garunix is on the field, and your opponent has something you want to get rid of, and Barong is engraved. So you destroy Garunix, get back Barong, and then when the next standby phase comes, Garunix comes back, destroys the field, and Barong gets his effect from being destroyed. This card pulls off so many combos. You can always use it because all of your monsters are fire types, and you can always just reborn anything. And it's great that the fact that it's a quick play spell too. Another thing, we look at next card. We have 2 MSTs because we kind of want back row defense, because one thing we do fear is our Garunix getting banished. We want to baby him because he is the heart of the deck. Without him, you're done. So yeah. Next we have Onslaught of the Fire King. This card is a beast. You get to special summon pretty much any guy from your deck. But mostly you want to be using that on Garunix. And the thing with this card is that you special summon any one of your Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast type monsters, mostly Garunix, and at the end of the turn they're destroyed. And that's kind of broken with this. I mean, it's not like this card was made before this archetype came out. No, it says Fire Kings. So they knew that you can special summon Garunix. At the end of the turn, he's then destroyed by the effect and gets to come back the next standby phase and stay forever. So next we got Rekindling. So you can get, any of your cards have 200 defense points. There's a lot of them in this deck. You can easily swarm the field. I have OTK'd with this card. It's very awesome in this deck. I would run 2, or even 1 I'm thinking of, I'm not sure. But right now it's 2. Next, for the traps, we have Call the Haunted. Of course, it's used to get your monsters back, but its main effect is, let's say you get MST, if Call the Haunted gets MST while it's face down, or you get heavied, you chain, get Call the Haunted, get one of your monsters gets an effect from being destroyed. Then when the chain works out, Call the Haunted is destroyed, which will then destroy your monster, which will then get its effect. Next we get the Destruct Potion, which works the same way, where let's say one of your monsters is going to be destroyed by battle or banished, you can Destruct Potion, it'll then get its effect from being destroyed, and you get life points from its attack. Next we got Deprison, which is mostly for defense. Again, it's for protecting Garunix mostly, and getting rid of big threats that you can otherwise not get rid of. Like let's say they can't be destroyed by effects, which otherwise you would need Deprison. Next we have Horn of the Phantom Beast. And it's great because you can use it on almost all of your cards except Goka or Garunix. And look at this. Wolfberg, he's got 1600, so he can become a 2400 beater. Yaksha and Barong can become 2600 beaters, and Fire Dog can become a 2700 beater with this card. Plus, you can mostly use him with Fire Dog because not only when he destroys something, you'll be able to draw a card, but you can also special summon a card from his effect. Next, we have Torrential. This deck does not fear being torrentialed. In fact, it actually wants it. So let's say your opponent summons something and you just want to wipe the field. You got it. Moving on to the extra deck, we have Sirius the Blue Wolf Star. Unfortunately, he is an OCG exclusive, so if you want to make this deck in real life, you're going to have to swap him out for something else. But for the online, Sirius is great. His effect is awesome. When he is destroyed, you get to pick one of your opponent's monsters, and its attack gets lowered by 2400. So thus, let's see you're facing down a BLS, or you're facing something huge, drain its attack, and you can pretty much say anybody, even killing, and just kill it, right? Killing. Next we have Lion Emperor. He's mostly here just to get any card you need back from the grave. That's mostly all he's there for. Plus he's a Beast Warrior, so he's able to attack right the turn that he's used. Next we have Chrononaut. He's there for the defense. Most of these rank 3s that we're using are for defense because of Spirit's effect. Because if you use his effect, special summon a guy from the grave and then exceed, you can only attack that turn with his Beast Warriors. Speaking of beasts, we got Dire Wolf of Terrafang. As Busfair would say, it's the Scrap Dragon of the Exceeds because you get to detach, pick one of your Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monsters, destroy it, and one of your opponent's cards on its side of the field. You can also use that to your advantage by targeting Barong or even Garunix if you're willing to sacrifice the Dire Wolf for that one turn to get an advantage and get their effects off. Next we have Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Even though it takes 3 level 4 monsters, easy. With Wolfberg, you can easily get your 3 monsters on the field. Trust me, I have summoned this guy plenty of times. It's easy to get these kinds of cards out. Now his effects, they're beast. You get to target one card on the field, send it back to the hand, or you can target one guy at random, a card in your opponent's hand, send it to the grave, or you can banish a card from the graveyard. Next we have Pearl. By the way, each one of those effects can only be used once, and you can only use the effect once per turn. Gem Knight Pearl, he's just there to be a beater in case you need it, to get over something. We got Heliopolis, he's there because you can get your 2 Garunix on the field. He's just there to just fuck shit up. Maestro, people doubt this card. Trust me, this card has saved my ass more times than any other card that I've ever used. Fuck. Wow. Okay, so anyway, my Ash-Stroke, like I said, he's saved my ass millions of times, especially since most people think that you just use his effect to avoid to stall out from not being destroyed, but you can also use his effect to book a moon on one of your opponent's boss monsters and then attack over it with my Ash-Stroke or something bigger. Trust me, he saved my ass. Next we have Shockmaster. Do I really have to explain him? Again, it's easy to get level 4 Exceed monsters that require 3. Moving on, we have Leviathan. Again, he's just there for the same reason Pearl's here. It's just that if you happen to be in that situation where you're gonna need, where you have the possibility to make a rank 3, and you just need to like stall out. Even though he can't attack the turn you summon him, he's just there. Same thing for Utopia. He's there to just stall. Have a big level 4 if you need him. We have Black Strip of Corn. He's there to get rid of pesky cards that can't get off the field, such as Marshmallow or Spirit Reaper. Great card overall. Mostly recommended. You gotta run him. Tempo. He's there to deal with pesky exceed monsters like maybe Acid Golem or something else. Plus, if he uses his effect, he can get 2200 attack points, getting the 500 attack boost, and even then 2700 if you use the effect twice. Next we have Dizigma. Again, he's a 3 level 4, but again, like I said, for the 4th time, it's easy to get him out. He's awesome because you can, and again, he has 3 materials, so you can do this 3 times. You get to capture one of your opponent's monsters, equip it to him, and then it's like a Catastor. When he attacks a monster that has the equipped monster's attribute on him, it's instantly destroyed. Next we have Zen Mains. Of course, in any deck where you can make rank 3s, you gotta run Zen Mains. Next we go on to the side deck. This is personal preference. We have DD Crow, because most of the decks today, they utilize your graveyard use, so I personally like DD Crow for my side deck. Moving on, we have Veiler. We're not really that scared of effects, well, the ones that destroy our monsters, but he's there for anything that does not include that. We have 2 Max C for the wind-up matchup, simple as that. We have Sacred Phoenix. You can run him in the main deck, but I choose to run him in the side for decks that have heavy back row. So that's what he's there for, because again, he destroys your back row too. That's why I kind of want to use him, but for like burn decks or such, I like to use him. We have Snowman and Spirit Reaper for stall if you want to play defense. We have the MST if again for those heavy back row decks. We have Goes in Match because every card is a fire card, so it's good to use them. We have Abyss Dweller if you want to use them, because again, rank 4s are easy in this deck, and it's a matchup if you want to get rid of those graveyard heavy decks. And we have Roach for the Dragon matchup if you want to use him. Overall, out of all the deck profiles that I've seen, none of them are really appease me. They're all right, but nothing's that good. I've actually seen 3 deck profiles where the people have only been using 1 Garunix or 1 Fire King's Fire Ring. Are you kidding? And you know who you are. Not to call you out, but that's just stupid. You want to run as many of each of those cards as possible. I mean, seriously. 1 Garunix? That's insane. If he gets banished, you're done. There's no other way to win. I'm sorry. Now the thing about this, I think this is going to be the most popular deck because, Barong, Killin, Garunix, Fire Dog, Goka, Fire Ring, Onslaught of the Fire King's Rekilling, and Horn of the Phantom Beast, they are all in the structure deck. This deck is going to be one of the most easiest ones to build for the main deck. You're going to have to get Yaksha, of course, and Tenkai and Destruct Potion from elsewhere, but, whatever, that'll be minimal. And the extra deck is always a bitch, how are you going to stop that? Overall, I think the deck is fantastic. Definitely gets a plus up. Speaking of which, give me a nice like for this deck, and enjoy the rest.